Hey, so I figured I could make a quick, easy video. I was just watching a clip. I'll show you the clip after this. This is the chart of a tech guy. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for Saturn. Now, before I tell you why I'm looking for Saturn, I'll give you some background. I've talked about Taurus a lot. Taurus is tree consciousness. One of the ways that you can see this is by the bodily rulership that Taurus has. It rules the back, so it's connected to the spine. It's connected to the shoulders, along with Gemini. It's all about bearing weight. And tree consciousness, you'll see a lot of Taurian people, like psychologists like Carl Jung, who have Moon in Taurus. One of his most famous quotes is about your branches reaching to heaven and your roots reaching to hell. So it's all about bearing the weight of duality. Now, another thing that Taurus rules as far as body parts is the neck. So when you talk about the neck, you're talking about another form of support and another type of bridge that connects the upper part of the body, the head, to the rest of the lower body. So you're talking about mediumship. Another way that we can express that psychologically is the mediumship era of the late 1800s and the early 1900s, around the time when Pluto was in Taurus. Ghosts, paranormal seances, those became phenomena that activated under the Pluto Taurus. So when you talk about the chakra system, the throat chakra belongs to the space element that isn't Taurus. Taurus is clearly the earth element, so it belongs to the lower chakras. The space element belongs to Saturn, the planet. This is because Saturn is the planet on the boundary line between the void of space and the beginning of form. And we know this specifically by the traditional system of planets, the 7 traditional planets. It's the final planet before the outer solar system. So, another way that we see that is by looking at the fact that Saturn is the only traditional ringed planet, which means that it has space. Between the ring and between the planet itself is space. So it's space consciousness. So that's how we know that Saturn corresponds to the throat chakra. One of the ways that we know. So I'm looking at this chart because the video that I watched was an interview, and the person jutted his neck forward when he was telling a lie. Now, most people don't catch on to this. This starts going into the realm of body language monitoring, or NLP, in an unconscious sense, I suppose, neuro-linguistic programming. Now, you have certain tells when you, through body language, you give yourself away as to your true subconscious feelings or your heart's feelings. So I was watching this interview, and I said, as soon as he was talking about something very private, to say the least, and he was being prodded in an interview, and he jutted his neck forward, and I said, okay, let me look up his Saturn. I didn't know that he would have so many Taurus alignments. His sun is opposite Pluto, so that would be another indicator of a lying personality. But his Saturn, and I knew dead on it would be influenced by Pluto, so I was happy to see that, and I thought I would share it. It's in Scorpio, and it's even opposite his moon, in Taurus. So I'll show you the video now so you can see what I see. So this is Tucker Carlson. This is a short interview. Within the first 21 seconds, you'll see what I mean, and I'll point it out for you, and I'll let it play out first.
Complaints from one programmer who said you guys were basically stealing people's stuff and not paying them, and then he wound up murdered. What was that?
Also a great tragedy. He committed suicide.
So right there, as soon as he said he committed suicide, he jutted his neck forward, as if he had to force himself to swallow the lie. And if you know anything about astrology, you know that Scorpio is a sign of privacy, private thoughts, and predation, predatory nature, stalking, surveillance. So this is a guy with strong Scorpio Taurus polarity being broadcasted in the public media, and he's having, he's pretty much throwing himself out there, having to put a bold-faced lie in front of the people. Now, people usually swallow this stuff because they don't see these things. So when you do notice it, it's interesting, and it takes a lot of skill to notice it. So anyway, that's all. If you want, I'll let another 10 seconds play so you can see more for yourself.
Do you think he committed suicide?
I really do.
Have you looked?
This was like a friend of mine. This is like a guy that, and not a close friend, but this is someone that worked at OpenAI for a very long time. I was really shaken by this tragedy. I spent a lot of time trying to, read everything I could, as I'm sure you and others did too, about what happened.
So you can see right after that question and that answer, he gave Tucker Carlson direct and prolonged eye gaze, eye contact. That's abnormal. That's stress. That's conscious focus on trying to keep his narrative. You can also tell the longer that he started talking, his voice started croaking. So here's one more interesting thing about this person and his company specifically. I'll show you. I didn't mean to run into this, but this is actually pretty funny about how the collective unconscious works. They know what an astrologer knows. They just don't know the astrology behind it. Look at his neck. They memed it. So this is what I wanted to bring your attention to in the end, is this is recent news, body bags were found outside of OpenAI's HQs amid growing anti-AI movement. So this isn't, this is about protests. These are bags that are put out in protest against AI. But it's just to show the, there's a quote by an ancient author who says, the soul isn't inside the body's inside the soul. So your heart, you're surrounded by your heart. So, just to put it, to picture the Taurus and Scorpio negative polarity that he's on.